Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update on a topic, or let's say a plant that you guys wanted an update on. So this is my Variegated Monstera adansonii. I know I made an unboxing video and a lot of you guys were a little interested on the growth, how's the plant been doing, and also as you guys can see, you guys only see one plant here. I did mention something about the other one that was much variegated, so let me give you guys an update in general of all. So I actually been working on making this my mother plant. So I've been working more on the root system rather than the actual plant. So I'll give you guys a little bit more of an update of what I've been doing, and let me talk to you guys about the other one that had a lot of more wide variegation. If you guys remember, I did mention that when a plant has a lot of variegation, it tends to either die, or it gets infected a lot quicker, or it gets burned by the sun, and it's pretty delicate. The more variegation the plant has, the less odds it has to actually making it. So that's what happened to that plant. Unfortunately, I tried and doing the best that I could, taking care of it, and unfortunately the plant just didn't make it. One day I just came out of from work and the plant was completely dry. So with this plant, what I actually been doing is I actually been working on the root system. As you guys can see, the plant looks about the same size, but that's not the case. Before, when I got this plant, I made the mistake of not actually making a video of close to the stem as possible, but the stem is a lot larger now. It's probably twice as big. I did lose a lot of leaves, which the leaves were a lot smaller than what they were before. And basically, when you have a better root system, the leaves are a lot larger. So basically what I kept on doing, I just kept on adding a little bit more of soil, like around the stem, just so the stem could create more roots. So I basically made 3 to 4 nuts to basically develop into roots. So I'll give you guys a close up right now so you guys can see what the plant really looks like, the variegation that it got going on, and also the plant has been repotted. So I can give you guys, I'll shoot a video of how it looked before and now, or not a video, but a picture of it before, and then you guys can actually see the after. And as you guys saw in the video, I am going to propagate this plant. I feel like it's time to actually cut it and let's see how this does. It's just going to be an experiment. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I do have a lot of experience working with the Monstera adansonii, but the variegation, I'm just really nervous about that because most of the time it's a 50-50 chance that the cutting is actually going to make it and develop roots. But let's just hope for the best. I'm actually still debating if I want to sell the cutting or if I want to make that my mother plant as well. So I know you guys have been messaging me either on Instagram, Facebook, and you guys been commenting on my other video with the unboxing video of this plant, if I'm going to be selling the cuttings. I am planning to, but then right now it's really hard to speak about that now, because first I want to be able to make different mother plants to be able to, sell them. I do sell some plants on eBay, which is basically the regular adansonii, which I do have a lot of experience with propagating, growing, and also, as you guys can see, I have one hanging up here, and I have different ones hanging all around my house. It's a really beautiful plant that I really enjoy growing and messing around with, but let me actually give you guys a close-up of what this plant actually looks like. Let's cut it and let's propagate it, and hopefully everything goes to the best. And I'll try to give you guys an update. I'm thinking either 2 or 3 weeks, just depending on how fast I think that the plant is growing. If I actually see much changes within a couple weeks, I'll give you guys an update, and also I will keep you guys in suspense. As soon as the cutting develops some type of growth, then I'll let you guys know if I'm planning on keeping the plant or if I'm going to actually sell it. I'll put you guys, I'll add on the description my eBay website as well as my social media, so you guys can follow me as well. And don't forget to subscribe to my my YouTube channel if you want to learn a little bit more about this plant, and also if you want to see more changes. All right, so let me actually change the camera and actually show you guys what it looks like close up, and let's go from there. Okay. All right, everybody. So here is the update of what the plant actually looks like. If you guys can see, the stem is a lot longer. It's actually, I think it got a lot thicker as well. If you guys can see, the leaves were maybe as the same size as this one, maybe a little bit smaller. It did have a lot of leaves, but they were not as larger as this. If you guys can see here, there's new growth coming in. It's a new leaf coming out. I actually wanted to wait to propagate it since I seen that there was a new leaf coming out. But to be honest with you guys, I've been getting a new leaf every other, maybe every week actually. As soon as one develops, the other one's coming right out, and that's due to the root system that it has now. Because when I got it, it was pretty developed, but now that I actually I helped it with developing new roots, the plant is just growing like crazy. So now I can show you guys here what I did. So all I was doing, I was just getting all of the soil and just kind of putting it towards the stem. Because if you guys can see down here, every nut turns into a root. You guys can see down here, you guys can see all of the nuts that it has. So all I did, I just kind of scraped the soil from the sides and just kind of packed it towards the stem and just left it like that. Okay, so you guys can see again the variegation. Now this is the interesting thing. It has 3 colors on it. It's basically white and it has 2 tones of green. I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't know if the camera catches it, but you guys can see that there's 2 tones of green and also the white variegated side. Okay, so let's get to it. I'm still debating on where I want to make the cut. I'm thinking in between these 2 leaves. But the problem is that they're too big. Well, let's do this. So I have my regular scissors or whatever you guys want to call these. Now I'm gonna disinfect them. I don't have alcohol, but I do have hand sanitizer, so I'm just gonna make sure that it's not infected with any other contamination from any other plant, just to make sure that the cutting makes it, and also that I don't contaminate this plant as well. So I'm not gonna show you guys how to do that, but basically I just have this cotton balls or whatever they're called, and I'm just gonna add hand sanitizer and basically sanitize it, and that's gonna be it. Okay, so I'll be right back. All right, so we are back. So I have a little cup here that I just have sitting there. It's a fancy little cup that I like. I actually got it from Goodwill for like 50 cents. So, oops. All right, let's get this closer. So, oh man, I'm so nervous for this. I really don't want to cut it, but gotta do it. I do have purified water just because I want to make sure that the plant makes it. I honestly, when I propagate any of my other monsteras, I usually use water from the sink. I know that it has a lot of components that actually helps the plant, but I just want to make sure that for the first 2 weeks I use purified water, and I'm actually going to be changing it every 2 weeks just to make sure that the stem doesn't rot, and just to give it a better opportunity of actually making it. Okay, and like I said, like I mentioned before, it's a 50-50 chance that your cutting is actually going to make it. I just wanted to make sure that it was long and big enough, and it had such a good root system that as soon as I cut it, it's able to recuperate itself, and obviously doesn't damage all the plant. So I have my disinfected scissors or whatever you guys want to call this, and now I'm going to see where I want to make my cut. Now, I was thinking of just doing it up here, but there's no nut. So here, there's a little one there, but I don't want to cut this leaf. So, Alright, let's get this close. Let's see. Just want to make sure you guys see where I'm gonna make the cut. Try to kind of pull the leaf. Alright. Oops. And the cut will be right here. You have to make it into like towards like an angle just to make sure that it's able to get enough water and cut. Whew. So now as you guys can see, this is a 3-leaf cutting, right? So we'll come back to the cutting, you know, on the table. Now let's talk about what's going to happen with my mother plant, right? So to be honest with you guys, I feel like within the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna see a new shoot coming out from any of these 2 to 3 nuts, and we're gonna start getting a new, kind of like a new stem towards the side. Now, a lot of the times, to be honest with you guys, I don't like cutting none of my monsteras because I don't like to have the shoots coming in from either side or from different sides. But I mean, obviously, this is a really expensive plant, and a lot of people desire it, and a lot of people want you to share the love, right? So that's mainly what I'm doing. I'm trying to make different mother plants to be able to keep on growing, and you know, also share the joy that this plant actually brings me, right? All right, so now to go back to the cutting, we just want to make sure that that the nut is actually submerged into water. And I'm actually going to put it right next to a window where it gets a lot of sunlight, but then also to make sure that it doesn't move that much. And this is it, right? So let's just going to add the water. I'm going to add it a little bit above the second knot just to make sure that if it wants to grow some roots off of it, we have no problem whatsoever. Right, so as you guys can see, this is the cutting. Right now, let me just say that this is the one with the larger leaves and has a lot of more variegation. Actually, this is the one that actually shows a lot of the 3 color that I was talking about. They all have 3 colors, which is beautiful. So I'll give you guys an update on what this cutting, or how this cutting is actually doing. And since I work too much, my mom's actually going to help me to keep the water levels where they're supposed to be at. And if you guys have any other questions, I can actually show you guys a little bit more of how I do with my other adansonii that I have. And I think within the next week or so, I'll give you guys a walkthrough of all the plants that I have. So here's an update of what my plant looks like. Hopefully these 2 are either going to be my mother plant, or if I decide that this is going to be my mother plant and I actually put this on sale, I'll let you guys know on the next video or so. Please be patient. You know, a lot of times, you know, they don't make it, or, you know, I decide that it's too precious to sell, so we'll see. Well, thank you for watching. You guys have any questions, any ideas, any topics that you guys want me to talk about? I do have plenty of other plants and other experiences that I have, and I'll be happy to share it with you guys. Thank you and have a nice day. Make sure you guys do subscribe if you guys want more updates on this type of plant. I actually made an Instagram on any updates on this plant as well. So give me a thumbs up, follow me on social media, and thank you again. Have a really nice day.